Should we have a look at the papers this morning?
Oh yes, let's take you through some of the front pages for you. We're going to start with, this is the Daily Mail. Fix the testing fiasco now is the headline on their front page. They say shambles over testing has, by a country mile, been the government's greatest misstep in the handling of the coronavirus. We'll be speaking to Robert Jenrick about that from the government at 7:30 this morning.
The Mirror leads on that news. We've talked about that a 13-year-old has become the youngest person in the UK to die from coronavirus. It says Ismail Mohammed Abdul Wahab from Brixton in South London was a healthy boy with no known existing illness.
An image of soldiers helping to set up that makeshift hospital we've been talking about for coronavirus patients is on the front page of The Sun this morning. The paper says Army heroes have worked around the clock in East London to try and get that new facility ready. As we've been telling you, expected to take its first patients in later this week.
Yep.
What have you got on the inside there?
I want to show you, I'm sure lots of people saw this yesterday, but it's quite striking, and if I can find it. Bear with me, everybody.
We're looking for the right page. You got it.
This is how we're all communicating, isn't it? Over the internet, and that's what a bit like what BBC Breakfast looks like at the moment, as everybody is. Can you see that one? Everybody's at home, and that is the cabinet meeting yesterday. Cabinet room host, apparently, and there you can see them all concentrating, obviously, on a very important decision making. But it is extraordinary, isn't it, how different our lives are, and also, it's a little glimpse into the homes of all these people who are running the country as well. My
favourite one, I don't know if we've got the actual picture of it, is there's a...
Oh, you can see Liz. Well, you talk about Liz Truss.
There's Liz Truss in the, sort of the middle there, second row down, right in the middle. She's got a full flagpole in her house.
I'm always trying to read the books that people have got as well behind them. I'm sure if I ever did it at home, I'd kind of you'd sort of rearrange them, wouldn't you?
Well, this is interesting because I'll tell you that in a moment. The other thing is the other thing that people picked up on was the fact that you can't see it on this picture, but the code for the Zoom was actually at the top. So some people are saying they're trying to, next time it happens, they're going to try and log in. But apparently,
I think next time it happens, they probably won't have the code, will they?
That's probably right. Yeah. We were trying to organise a family get-together on Zoom yesterday for my mum's 75th birthday.
Happy birthday. Yesterday.
She's probably not up yet, but anyway, happy birthday, Mum, for yesterday. And she got up, she might have been watching. And the issue is we had that same problem, when you're trying to get technology to work for everybody. And my dad's got a hearing aid, so they were watching on the computer, but the computer sound is linked up to my dad's hearing aid, so my mum then can't hear because... So imagine, I'm on the phone to my mum trying to get her to do it through her iPad. And then my dad can hear through what everyone else is saying on his hearing aid. My mum can't hear any of that. So we're having this, five-way conversation. Unbelievably awkward. It took 15 minutes to sort out. Pictures were upside down. Sound was coming out from phones, not coming in the right... But we got there in the end, and we all had cake together for my mum's 75th birthday in various parts of the country. So in the end it worked, but it was painful.
Most of the conversations are about, I can't hear you, I can't see you.
Mute it, unmute it, unmute it.
We'll get there.
You're upside down. You're upside down. I'm glad to see that the government have the same sort of issues when they're trying to sort out their cabinet Zoom meeting.
And then, actually, let's look at the front page of the Telegraph. I don't think we mentioned it in the headlines, actually. George Alagai, a wonderful colleague of ours. I don't know if you saw, he did an interview on the 6 o'clock news last night. He's been suffering from cancer, actually, from the last 6 years. And he's tested positive for coronavirus, and he is through it, and he's actually really well. And it was just great to see someone, who we know and love and respect, who is already ill, but actually he's fine now. He went through it. He had a temperature, but he's OK.
I think the coronavirus has claimed 2 of its youngest victims here in the UK. As the total number of deaths now stands at 1,789.
Luca De Nicola was a 19-year-old chef from Italy who was living in London, and Ismail Mohammed Abdul Wahab from Brixton in South London was just 13 years old when he died in the early hours of Monday. Both were described as healthy by their families.
Hospitals in England should use spare laboratory space to test NHS staff who are self-isolating. That's according to the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock. Testing so far has been focused mainly on patients, but Mr Hancock has now urged hospitals to test as many staff as they can. It comes as the government faces growing criticism over a lack of testing for frontline workers.